It is Tuesday, October the 15th, 2024, and you guys know the vibes. This is the free three. Not going to lie to you, we don't really have that much action on the sports card today, but we still were able to find a few winners for you guys. MLB action, game 2 of the American League Championship Series is here. What are we taking? Let's get into it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video. I'm bringing down my favorite picks and plays of the day as we just try to get to the bag together and make some money. We did not have to start off the week that we wanted. 1-2 on the day yesterday. That hurt. It was a rough Monday Night Football game. Not gonna lie to you. Why? Because I talked myself off of a few bets that actually ended up cashing and becoming winning. So including my teaser of the day. I was gonna take the Jets to +7, and I was gonna take the under, and that would have cashed. But it's okay. We can't cry over spilled milk or bets that we did not place. We did cash in on Breece Hall's longest rush. We were able to get that done in the first quarter. Those longest rushes been going, cashing in the first half for us. We love that. We did lose on Tyler Bass over 1.5 field goals. The Bills decided they wanted to score touchdowns yesterday. He only had 1 field goal, so we lose on the hook there. And then Breece Hall receptions, we got that done. But Josh Allen rush yards, we lost on that one. Tough because I liked his carries at first. It was over 6.5, but it was super juiced on the books. It was like a -170, -180. So I was like, okay, I can't put that one out. But if he's going to run it 7 times, and he surely is going to get like 25, 30 yards, well, that wasn't the case. He only finished with like 18, 19 yards rushing. So we did lose on that little parlay there. So 1-2 on the day yesterday. Not too shabby, but we're going to bounce back today as we do have some ALCS action in the MLB today. And then I do have a money line parlay for you guys at the end of today's slate. It's ugly. I'm not going to lie to you guys, but stay till the end of the video. You guys will get that money line parlay. All right, my friends, if you haven't smashed that subscribe button, make sure you're doing so this way you can stay up to date on all the latest picks and plays that we're dropping here on the channel. Now let's dive into these winners for today. All right, for my first best bet of the day, we're going to go to the ALCS matchup between the Yankees and the Guardians. And you guys know what I'm going to go with here. The first bet of the day, our favorite baseball bet, the bet that we always live and die and we ride our 6 outs. That's it. That's right, the Nerfy. We've got Tano Bybee on the mound for the Guardians. We've got Garrett Cole on the mound for the Yankees. You take this Nerfy. There's a little bit juice. It's -135 odds. But you know what? Right now, the Nerfy opportunities are becoming far and few in between. So we got to take it where we can get it at this point. Both of these guys have been solid thus far in the postseason. They both have had 2 postseason starts against the same team. Tano Bybee for the Guardians was against the Tigers twice, and then the Yankees just faced the Royals, and Garrett Cole faced the Royals twice. And both of those guys were able to cash in on the Nerfy in both of those games. So 2-0 for each of them to start the postseason. That's not too bad. That's not too shabby. I'll take that. It also gives me a little bit of confidence that both of these guys have been strong to the Nerfy in the regular season as well. Tano Bybee 20-11 towards the Nerfy during the regular season, and Garrett Cole 14-3 to the Nerfy during the regular season. We know that both of these offenses are a little bit more power dominant at the top of the lineups. Obviously, you got Juan Soto, Aaron Judge for the Yankees. You've got Steven Kwan, Jose Ramirez for the Guardians. But I both think that these are both offenses that can get things going a little bit slower here. So as a result, we just need 6 outs. I'm going to trust the pitchers here. We've been getting some lower scoring postseason games in general. Give me the Nerfy here as our first best bet of the day. For our second pick of the day, we're going to stay inside of this matchup. We're going to go with a quick player prop here, and we're going to go with Mr. Garrett Cole, and we're going to go under 5.5 strikeouts, -125 odds on DraftKings. Now, it's not every day that you're going to take an under strikeouts for Garrett Cole. He's been a guy who's been known throughout his career to be able to get a lot of strikeouts, who's been able to get a lot of missed bats. But the thing is, he's facing a Guardians team that does not strike out that often. And when you really look at it, compared to left-handed pitching, where they strike out a lot more compared to right-handed pitching, that gives you the confidence here to say, you know what, I don't know if they're necessarily going to be missing a lot of bats. And during the regular season, the Guardians were top 5 in the major leagues in terms of strikeouts per game. But now, if you look at some of Garrett Cole's recent numbers, he pitched 7 innings against the Royals and only had 4 strikeouts. And the start before that against the Royals, again, 5 innings, only 4 strikeouts. When you look at his numbers, the dominant kind of strikeout pitching that we've seen from Garrett Cole in years past, if you actually look at his numbers, he's actually at the lowest strikeout percentage and rate that he's had since 2017. So that's very low. I mean, 6 6-7 years that we've not seen this form from Garrett Cole. It probably has to do a little bit because of the injury that he's faced earlier on the season. He's lost a little bit of the velocity that we're used to in terms of just being able to crank fastballs by pitchers, and as a result, he's had to become a little bit more selective with his pitches and where he's having it in his location. And I think that gives us the confidence here to say, you know what, this is a Guardians team that is not going to strike out too much. We even saw yesterday in that game against Carlos Rodon, they had 9 strikeouts, but guess what? He's a left-handed pitcher. So for me, I'm expecting a little bit of regression here for them. And then when you look at the fact that Garrett Cole faced this team back on August the 22nd, he pitched really well in that game. 6 innings, only 1 hit given up to go with no earned runs, but he only had 2 strikeouts in that matchup in 95 pitches. But he also had 5 walks in that game as well. That is the big glaring thing for me. So if he's walking 5 Guardians in this matchup, I don't see how the Guardians do not score a few runs off of him. I don't see how the Yankees don't pull the plug on him early either and get him out the game before his pitch count gets too high. Because, you know, in the playoffs, this is one of those situations where you might pitch him in this game and you might pitch him again in game 6 or game 7, depending if you need him. So if he's not looking too hot, or if he gets 2-3 runners on base with 1 out or no outs, it's easy for you to just go to the bullpen, considering the fact that Rodon gave him 6 strong innings yesterday. Garrett Cole, the velocity hasn't necessarily been there. The Guardians are not going to strike out a lot against right-handed pitching. I have to see it, and if Garrett Cole does not go 5-6 innings in this game, I don't see him getting over this total. And I also think with the fact that the Guardians striked out so much yesterday, they're going to look at that game film, they're going to make the adjustments in this game and say, you know what, Garrett Cole, he has to be able to get his location. He's not going to be able to give us free base runners. I like that today. Give me the under 5.5 strikeouts as our second pick of the day. Now for our third and final best bet of the day, I told you guys I have a quick money line parlay. It's ugly, I'm not going to lie. These are all super favorites on the book. It's super juiced, but I really don't see any of these teams losing, so let's go with it here. We're going to go with the Dallas Stars. We're going to go with the Middle Taters, and we're going to go with the South Alabama Jaguars. 3 teams, college football and hockey. Parlay them together, you get to minus 115 odds. So it's not that good of an odd value for 3 teams, but all of these teams right now are like minus 300 or larger favorites on the books. So for me, it's just one of those things where I'm just going to take the favorites. When you look at the numbers, right, let's look at the college football slate first. We've got Middle Tennessee State taking on the Kennesaw State Owls. Kennesaw State, they suck. They're 0-5. This is their first year playing on the FBS level. I don't even see them winning a single game this year, for all honesty. They've lost last week to Jacksonville State 63-24. They've lost to UT Martin 24-13, San Jose State 31-10, Louisiana Tech 34-10, UTSA 28-16. So yeah, some of the games have been a little bit closer, which is why I'm not willing to lay the 10 and 11 points that they have MTSU favored by. But MTSU at home, this is a program that is used to winning games. They already have 1 win in conference already against Tennessee Tech to start off the year. So for me, this is not a game that you want to lose in a very winnable Conference USA. I don't think they're going to win the conference at all, because Liberty, Sam Houston State, those are pretty good teams that are going to run the top of the conference. But this is a game where you're going to say, you know what, we can win this game. We can win the game at home. I like them today. And if you want another player prop inside that matchup, I would take a look at their quarterback. MTSU's quarterback, his name is Nicholas Battadio. If you look at his pass yards, it's like 285.5 right now. That's a little bit low. He's been able to go over that number a few times this season, but Kennesaw State's pass defense is god-awful. Their corners suck. They're bottom 5 in college football. So for me, I'm willing to back MTSU. Now, South Alabama is another team that I'm willing to back today. They are also pretty big favorites on the books, 7-8 point favorites they are, and I think they can be able to get it done against a very weak Troy team. Troy is 0-2 in the Sun Belt. They're 1-5 on the year. The only win they have is against a Florida A&M team, which sucks because, I mean, all the HBCU football teams are terrible. So, you know, that's not really saying too much. But South Alabama is a team that can win some games. They're 2-4 in the year, including a blowout win against Northwestern State, and then also another big win against Appalachian State. Appalachian State used to be a football school a few years ago, so that's a pretty big win for the program. And they've had a few tough losses like they did last week against Arkansas State, where they lost that game 18-16 on the road on a game-winning field goal. And they also lost by 1 possession to a very strong Ohio team. Again, that game was also on the road. Keep in mind, this was a South Alabama team that scored 10 points against LSU. I mean, that's not saying too much, but because they lost the game 42-10, but that can give you some confidence that they can score some points. Troy's run defense sucks, and that's what South Alabama likes to do. They're going to run the ball down Troy's throat today. I expect them to win the game pretty easily, so give me them on the money line. And then for the last pick, I'm trying to get into betting hockey more this year. That is the sport that I want to handicap. That's the sport that I want to learn a little bit more. And the Dallas Stars are a team that a lot of people are high on this season. They're talking about this is Stanley Cup or bust for this Dallas Stars. But when you also look on the other side with the San Jose Sharks, that's a team that last year that I know was really, really bad. Now, I will be honest. I'm not 100% sure like what's going on in the NHL right now because there's some teams that have played like 4 games and there's some teams that have played 1 game. So I don't really know what's going on with the scheduling as to why that is. But the San Jose Sharks, they have not won a game yet this year. They're 0-1-1. They lost against the Blues 5-4, and I think that game was in overtime. Then they lost to the Ducks 2-0. Meanwhile, the Dallas Stars on the year, they're undefeated, 3-0 on the year, 2-0 at home, and coming off back-to-back shutouts against the Islanders and the Kraken. So for me, this is a Stars team that's at home. They're against an inferior opponent in the San Jose Sharks. You don't want to lose this game. They're minus 400 favorites on the books today. No reason why they should lose. Give me all 3 of these teams. I know it's super juice. I know you don't like to lay 3 teams if you're not getting plus chicky. But you know what? I don't see how any of these teams lose today. Give me this on the money line as our final pick of the day. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. 3 best bets, 3 quick winners I'm giving you guys on this Tuesday card. Give me the Nerfy in the Yankees and Guardians matchup. Give me Garrett Cole under 5.5 strikeouts. And then we're going to go with a quick money line parlay. South Alabama, MTSU, and Dallas Stars. A little quick cross-sport lay there. Get you to minus 115, all to win on the money line to get us done. For more picks and plays I might add throughout the day, click the link in the description. Join the free Discord group, and I've got you guys. All right, my friends, let's get to that cheddar, and I'll see you on tomorrow's video. Later, gang.